Slap the glasses off of me, bro.
Yo, what's good, YouTube? It's EBONE back again, and today I'm gonna be doing a story time. I received a lot of good feedback from the last story time I did, so I just want to keep pushing these out and giving y'all more and more. Something my friend told me when I first did my story time was that I either lived a very crazy life or I'm capping. And to be honest, I'm not capping. All of this stuff did happen, but I feel as if a lot of times people have their own stories. People have like crazy things that happen to them. They just don't realize that it's crazy. So they just need to tell their stories. But concerning story times moving forward, I want to do less editing. I want it to be more natural, more of a one take. Like, imagine that I'm streaming and I could just go back and forth with y'all, something like that. Me personally, I would never stream, but yeah, I just want to do this all in one take. I don't like editing, cutting, and then going back to this, that, or third. If there's a problem with the battery, I'm gonna just cut it off and then restart at another point. But yeah, today's story time is going to be about the time my man slapped me in front of my crush. Now, before I get into the whole story, I need to give y'all like a lot of background. So first and foremost, this took place during 8th grade year. And during 8th grade year, I'd say anybody who grew up in Philly, they experienced a phenomenon called slapboxing. Slapboxing, high key, hear me out. Slapboxing, its peak went from 7th to 8th grade. Slapboxing sounds exactly what it sounds like. You're boxing, but instead of punching each other, you're slapping each other. It's a friendly little sport. Now, this peaked during 7th to 8th grade. Around this time, you were just slapboxing just to slapbox. Whether you had beef with somebody, whether they were your mans, whether or not you were bored, you were slapboxing. Now, this only applies to 7th to 8th grade. Why? I feel as if this is because this is like your prime teenage years where you don't really have to be different. You with your homeboys, you about to graduate into high school. In high school, if someone try to slapbox me, you could try, but I'm gonna take it to weapons. I'm gonna reach down, pick up a rock, and throw it at you. Don't try to slapbox me, yo. We either gonna knuckle up or we gonna take it up to weapons. One way or the other, I'm not losing. But in 8th grade, I'm not gonna cap. I was soft. I'm gonna keep it a bean. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I was soft. I didn't like slapboxing. High key, I didn't even hang out with people early in my 8th grade year. I just stayed to myself. I was a quiet little nerd who did his work. But the thing was though, everybody was my friend and I was their friend because we all grew up since the 1st grade. And since the 1st grade, I've been helping everybody out with their homework. I've been helping everybody out learn different subjects when the teacher is drawing. I remember one time, somebody didn't get division, so I explained it to them using dime bags. If you don't know, dime bags are just weed bags that cost a dime. Keep up, yo. But when it came to slapboxing, I ain't really mess with that. That wasn't my speed, that wasn't for me. But then my mans, all my friends, they kept trying to push me out my shell. So I was like, you know what, bro, I try. Now, me, I was an excellent pump faker. I was a pump faker. A lot of people, pump faking to me is when acting like you got something but you don't have it. Like for instance, if you outside and bro like, stop playing with me, I'll shoot you right now. And he goes like this. If he's constantly reaching for something and he don't pull it out, he does not have a gun. You are safe. Smack him. Or if he like, bro, stop playing with me before it really get like that. Like before that's pump faking. He not like that. He not built like that. Now, if they really like that, they just flash it. They just flash it or shoot you. Somebody who actually has it ain't gonna act like they ain't got it. But me, I will. I 100% will. So sometimes my mans would be like, stop playing with me, slapbox me. Guess what I say? Bro, stop playing with me. You know I'm sharp. You know bro, stop playing with me. I'm sharp. Stop playing with me. I wasn't sharp, yeah. I didn't even know what that meant. I did not know what that meant. So one day, one day my man's, he talking to me, and as he, my fault, there's a cat behind me. As he's talking to me, right, we start arguing a little bit. I said, bro, stop playing with me. You know how I get. I did not get like that, yo. I was capping. But he was my man's though. And then he was like, word, bro, let's do it. Let's do what? Yo, chill out, bro. I was joking, yo. Yo, hold on, bro. I don't want no smoke. I don't want that. I ain't say that out loud. But at the same time, though, I couldn't because that's my man's. Like, I didn't want to be seen as a weakling. So guess what I did? I did what every Philly boy did. I stood up and I pulled my pants up. I'm gonna keep it a bean. I don't know why people from Philly do this. I really don't. There's nothing that guarantees you win the fight. There's nothing. I just pulled up my pants just to do it. And then I got in position, right? I'm like, you know I'm sharp. You know I'm sharp. I was not sharp, yo. Tell me why. Okay, at this time I'm around 5'8". My man's, he at least 6 foot. Tell me why, yo. Every time I try to lean into hit, yo, hold on, bro. I thought we was playing. Hold on. Let me get sturdy real quick, yo. Wham. So this is how you know I really didn't know how to fight. Slap boxing and boxing are two different things. Two completely different things. When you slap boxing, right, you're supposed to lead with your dominant hand. So your weak hand goes in the back. I did not know that. I thought I was actually boxing, so I put my weak hand in the front. So every time I would try to hit him with my weak hand, it wasn't sharp, it wasn't accurate, because it's my weak hand. So what will you do? Dodge? Yo, chill out, bro. I thought we were mans, yo. Chill out, bro. So, and then while I'm doing this, right, I try to hit him with my dominant hand from the back. He weaved across my mitt, yo. Now he my man, so we finished. I'm like, yo, I need to get sharp. I need to get sharp, yo. I'm not sharp. So guess what I did? So, as referenced earlier, I was more of a nerd person. I was more of the nerdy archetype. So I watch anime. And there's this one anime called Hajime no Ippo. I don't know what that means. It's a boxing anime, right? Now, there was this one thing that they taught him, right? That I instantly recalled and I practiced for a week straight. Basically, it was like this. You had to time it so that when the person punches you, you weave back, duck, and hit. Bro, when I saw that, I was like, you know what? That's going to beat the distance advantage between us. That's going to beat it. So I was like, you know what? I got you. So for a week straight, I practiced that in my crib. All you can see, right? I'm going to probably be out of frame. All you can see me do in my room is weave, duck, boom. Weave, duck, boom. Yo, I thought I was sharp, yo. I thought I was sharp. I ain't going to cap. It did make me sharper. But I was not sharp enough. So 2 weeks go by. And after the 2 weeks went by, right? One day, me and my mans, again, we get into an argument. It wasn't an argument. We were just bidding on each other. He was like, bro, stop playing with me. That fat. He used to be like, shut up. That's why you got a fat forehead. You look dumb as shit, yo. Tight ass hair, yo. They don't even fit you. I said, bro, stop playing with me. You know how I get. You know how I get. Keep in mind, I'm still not like that. So I get up. I pull up my pants. Now, this time it was different. It wasn't just boys. This was in the middle of class. There was, imagine like, you know those desks that we used to have in middle school where they were like singular, they weren't like united? So, imagine a 3x2 formation, right? 2, 2, 2. 2 desks, 2 desks, 2 desks. I'm at the top right one and he's at the bottom left one, right? Now, in between those 4 desks that remains were 4 girls. The 4 most popular girls in our grade. These are my crush. None of them were my crush, but that's not relevant. Now, with these 4 there, right, I definitely couldn't back down. I had to, you know what I mean? I had to pull up my pants and get sturdy with him. We both get up, right? Yo, tell me why it worked.
Yo, I was gassed. I was like, so he squares up. He throws it. We slip. Everything was going perfectly. Yo, it worked. Tell me why I tried to hit him, yo. I was like, nah, this ain't supposed to happen, bro. This ain't supposed to happen. So then, this is all you see, right? The first hit, he misses. Duck, weave, hit again. Listen, his first hit wasn't just sharp. His counters were sharp. And guess what? This is probably the second slap box of my life. I was not sharp. I was not. So now I'm panicking, yo. I'm scared. I'm like, no. Not in front of the huss. Not in front of them. Now, tell me why, right? That's all you see, right? I probably get one hit in, right? A light tap. He like, oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yo, one thing that I learned in life is, if you fighting somebody and you genuinely get like a good hit off on them and they get excited, run, bro. They mentally ill. They mentally ill, yo. Crazy part was, right? He was my man since like kindergarten, since like first grade. So I knew he wasn't doing it just for the girls. Cause he got girls. He didn't care about them. But bro, he was sharp. He was sharp. When he said, oh yeah, I was like, dang, bro, can the teacher like divide us? Like dang, I ain't gonna yell out help, but like help. Bro started whoop, whoop. Me, I'm trying to keep up. Now peep game, right? I could always avoid a fight. Why? Because I know how to dodge. So he starts boom, boom, boom. Oh, yo, I thought I was bull for real. I was like, yo, I'm ducking and weaving, yo. But then I got tired, yo. I couldn't weave no more. And keep in mind, I'm not trying to back up. Because if I back up, I'm going to just end up in the front of the class. So now, I'm just standing in place trying to duck and weave. But bro, my back ain't strong enough. So the second I lean in, run across my mid. I was like, oh nah. And then 3 straight blows before I even recognized the first hit landed. Oh nah, bro. Nah, bro. Now luckily the teacher yelled, yo, can y'all stop? My mans, he immediately went in, right? He bear hugged me, right? From my head, he was like, nah, you my mans, bro. You sturdy for real. You sturdy, you got heart. That was my mans. That gave me motivation. The girls, they were like, I ain't going to cap, bro. They were embarrassed for me. They're like, dang, why you get beat up like that, yo? I don't care though, because all of them were bald-headed, yo. They weren't bald-headed, yo. They were quite bad at the time. At the time, they were very attractive young girls. Wait, FBI, open up! Wait. When I was that age, they were mad cool. Like y'all get what I'm trying to say, yo. I don't need to explain myself. Now, as I go back to sit back in my seat, right? I'm not embarrassed for real. Because it's like, at least I got out in the field. That's one thing about me. I'm always going to get out in the field. I could avoid a fight. I will always try to avoid a fight. But if it comes to it, what? Now, as I'm sitting down, right? I'm licking my lips. Yo, I taste blood. I go like this. I'm leaking. I was like, yo. He smacked me. He was frying me that hard. I started leaking off a slap box. I never seen somebody leak off a slap box, bro. That never happened. That never happens in real life, bro. That never happens. I've never seen that before, bro. Y'all tell me if y'all seen that happen. But I was leaking off a slap box. I was like, nah, I need to get sharp, yo. I need to get sharp, yo. So once he did that, once I realized that I was leaking, I realized something. He hugged me, not just to encourage me, but because I noticed now, for the rest of the day, I saw like a little patch of blood on his shirt. He did that because he didn't want anybody else to know that I was really leaking for real. That's my mans, yo. That's my mans, yo. He really sturdy. He really bull for real, yo. I hope he doing all right in life. I lost contact with him, but he a sturdy bull. He whooped me though, yo. He was sturdy. He was sturdy. He was very sturdy. Alright. Now, after this event, right? I started practicing, yo. Not necessarily practicing, but now when somebody called me out to the slap box, I wasn't trying to avoid it. I wasn't like, yo, you know I'm sharp, yo. You know I'm sharp. I was like, say that. Let's get into it. Why? Because I needed practice. I could never go through that again. I needed practice, yo. Bro, you know what it's like to get smacked, to get whopped that hard that you start leaking? I needed practice, right? So then I started recognizing stuff, because I'm gonna keep it a bean. I'm smart. I like to analyze and observe. So I started noticing some things. First off, you lead with your dominant hand. Just in case, right? You always lead with your dominant hand. Why? I really don't know. It's not really slap boxing. Now, there's multiple forms, but this is one way. There are multiple forms in which you slap box. You slap box like this sometimes, like this. Or if they really sturdy, you go like this. Now, some people, they sneaky, and I started doing this. When they slap box, they don't slap like this. They slap like that. Now, this hurts more because it's more like a whip. It's like a backhand. But also, sometimes you can use your knuckles and nobody would notice. If you use your knuckles while slap boxing somebody and you go like, right there, oh yeah, that knuckle hit him their jaw. Now, as I kept analyzing and observing, I also noticed another thing. Yo, sometimes to start a slap box fight, you ain't even gotta say nothing. All you gotta do is just be like this. All you gotta do is just be like this. Us. That's all you gotta do. Just us. Hit them one time in the chest, hit them one time in the mouth with a light tap. They automatically pulling up their pants and getting sturdy. I was like, oh, this is another way how to start it, yo. This is another, bro. When I tell you, bro, I was really a researcher for slapbox after this event. I was locked in. Ain't nobody could tell me nothing. I'm gonna keep it a video. I was not sharp. I just knew enough to get me through the year. But after I started learning more and more about slapboxing and practicing and started slapboxing more, I ain't gonna lie, I fell in love with slapboxing. I like slapboxing, but slapboxing did not love me. Now on to the main story. Now, peep game. There was this girl, right? Since like first or second grade, I liked her. Like she was a middle school crush. And it wasn't like, oh, I just wanted to hit this and the third. Nah, I genuinely liked her. Like, it was like, how can I explain it? It was like before I knew what bulls my age was doing, bro. Before I was corrupted, she was a girl I could genuinely be like, dang, nah, I really want to get to know her. Yo, she mad cool. She cute too. She was quiet. She was shy. She was polite. And she was smart. I was like, yo, that's my body, yo. And for years, my homeboys and other friends were like, yo, y'all should go out together. Y'all should go out together. I'm going to keep it a bean. She ain't really like me like that. And I don't blame her. She ain't really like me like that. And sometimes it's going to happen. So, me, I always kept my distance because I knew she ain't really feel that way towards me, but she was nice enough to at least entertain it and to at least like not be like, ew, you stink, boy, ew. She never did that to me. She was like, nah, you mad cool, I mess with you. This and the third. If I was ever given a chance, I would have talked to her. Now in 8th grade, right, this is when I started pushing it. When I mean pushing it, I wasn't like harassing her. Absolutely not. It was more like, yo, let me get your gram, this and the third, let's talk, this and the third. Now I'm trying to work my way. Yo. I know, I had to take baby steps. I had to get to know her. Now, when I'm starting my baby steps, right, I started talking to, what's her name? I started talking to her friends, like her friend group. I started hanging around with her friend group. They were all mad chill. She wasn't in my 8th grade class. The way my classes work was that your homeroom, you would stay with them, just transition through classes. Now, every now and then I see her in the hall, but I was nervous. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I wasn't bold that I was today, but I'm bold now. But as I was talking to her, as I would get chances to talk to her, I could make her laugh. I could entertain. One thing about me, I never say I'm the cutest. I never say I'm the most handsome. But I can't make you laugh, that's cat. I can't entertain you, that's cat. I can't make you feel special, that's cat. That's cap. I can always make someone laugh. Just give me 5 minutes, I get your personality, I'm gonna have you laughing for 30 minutes straight. So I'm having her laughing, kicking, kakai, giggling. Now, I'm talking with some of her friends that were in my class. But some of the friends that were outside of my class, some of her friends were straight bums. Bald-headed demons. I hated them. I genuinely didn't like them. So I had beef with one of her girl best friends. Now, there was this lunch table. We had lunch tables, right? And then, I don't care what nobody say, I was in the right for this situation. So, at the beginning of the year, I always used to sit at this lunch table by myself. Then my friends started coming, and then the girls started coming. Now, as I'm sitting at the lunch table by myself, they keep coming, right? I don't really care, but I was there first. Now, tell me why. Later in the year, so many people wanted to come to our table that it started becoming overcrowded and then started becoming uncomfortable. Now one day, everybody's there and I came to lunch late. I go and try to sit down, right? Keep in mind, my crush and all her friend group is there, right? Technically, they're also my friend group, except her bald-headed best friends. I try to sit down. She like, what are you doing here? You're so annoying. I was like, bro, shut up. That's why you skinny as heck. This, and the third. We started bidding. And then she was like, shut up. That's why I don't even want you. Like, get out. Ooh, I didn't mean to say her name. Oh, yeah, I did mean to say her name. But I'm going to just bleep it. I really ain't want to edit this. But I'm going to just bleep her name. She's like, shut up. That's why she don't even want you. Like, you mad. What she say? She said, you mad, ugly, this, and the third, and you dusty. Shut up. Everybody at the table heard that, yo. I'm gonna keep it a B, yo. I kept my mouth closed. I was like, dang, that's how it is. Because it's one thing. Because me, I always peep energy. I was like, all right, if your friends are saying this, right? If your friends are bold enough to say this to my face, then you must feel that type of way too. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna keep my distance. So that whole lunch period, I was quiet. And then afterwards, I started distancing myself from her and her friends. Now, a few weeks, if not months, go by, right? And then we find each other being near ourselves, being close to each other. I forgot what it was. We were very smart kids, so there were like a lot of out-of-school programs that like we were involved in or invited to. So I would find myself near her, this, and the third. So then when I was near her, remember, I may not be the cutest. I may not be the most handsome. I could make you laugh though. I have her laughing and giggling. But then again, I played my role. I knew she ain't want me. Let's keep it at a distance, yo. Let's keep it at a distance. She knew I wanted her, but she couldn't reciprocate that. And I understand. So I kept at a distance. We kept it respectful, and we somewhat became friends. Somewhat became friends again. Now, this is when it all starts going downhill, yo. Tell me why. One day, so there's this class, right? I think I dropped a story time on it a few days ago, but this class, right? It was at the end of the day. It was mad laid back. We didn't do anything. We would straight up just slapbox in class, or what you wanna call it? Sometimes, like if we were in class, we should have just started tanging, like the Dollar Boys, the Dollar Boys. Yeah, that was a joint at the time. We didn't have Philly Goats. We had Dollar Boys though. Yo, they were getting sharp, yo. They were sharp, yo. And then we had Musical.lys, we had Sexy Walker, all that. We used to do whatever we wanted in that class. Now, one day, right? Me and my mans, we shared joking, not even bidding. We just joking and laughing. He said, now, this I had to very specify, right? I had to specify to like the extreme details. This is my scene. Hold on, where my glasses at? Because I need my glasses to tell this part of the story, yo. Alright, let's get into it. Now, the class, imagine a wide classroom. The class is divided into 3 sections by chairs. One section is all the way on the right, one section is in the middle, one section is all the way on the left. Now, each section, the sections on the sides will have 2 desks as a column, and then it will extend through rows. The same thing through the middle. Now, my man's is in the middle. I'm
all the way on the corner of the side in the front. Now, we started joking, the teacher not paying attention, we laughing, this, that, and third, we bitten, yo. But we weren't really like bitten for real, we were just joking around, and then out of nowhere, he was like, yo, Ebo, slapbox me. Now remember, ever since I lost my first slapbox, I never turned down a slapbox. Now, this class was very laid back, so people would just walk in and out of my classroom. Out of the classroom, it wasn't my classroom. Now, as people were walking in and out of the classroom, I wouldn't notice because I was in the front. I was talking with my friends. The friends that I was talking to were still a part of the friend group of my crushes, but I didn't really care because they were also genuinely my friends. So I get up, right? So we're both in the front. He's in the front middle, I'm in the front, all the way on the right. We both get up and we meet at the front of the classroom. We square up. I'm thinking it's going to be, it's a joking thing. Like, we're not taking it seriously. We've done this before. Like, every now and then we'll just try to hit each other and then stop right before we hit each other, right? So we playing around. I gotta stand up to visualize this joint, yo. I get up, right? Dang, I wish my joint could zoom out. Hold on 1 second, y'all. My fault, y'all. Dang, it can't. But we both, you know what? I could. My fault, y'all. Alright, this may be better. Yeah, it's a little bit better. Let me increase a little bit. Alright, my fault. Technical difficulties, but we're gonna make a way. Tell me why, yo. We start slapboxing. We always play fight, right? This is me right here, right? I'm a little sturdy. My guard's a little down because it's my mans. So I'm going like us. Just.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Oh, pause, yo. That was crazy, yo. I was not doing that, yo. My fault. It was more like right before I hit him, I'll go like that, and then we back up, and then he'd be like, "Go ahead, go ahead." Tell me why. I hit him with one of these, right? Yo, if I could input a clip, yo, I would. He turned into Prime Floyd Mayweather, yo. He weaves. He weaves and hit me with this.
That he seems kind of awkward, but in this fight he's not.
Right across my mate. Now the thing was though, right? He was still playing, so it didn't hurt. But the thing was though, what everybody else in the class saw was his hit connect on my chin, right? And then all you see is just the most violent smack, and my glasses fly across the room, yo. I swear on everything, bro. He slapped me so, he didn't even slap me hard. His slap slapped the glasses off of me, bro. And it flew. It flew to the other side of the room. Immediately, my face is stuck like this. And what I saw when my face was turned as he smacked me broke my heart, yo. Tell me why. Well, first off, not only was everybody in class this day, not everybody was present this day. Keep in mind, this is a class where we joke around in a lot. Everybody be skipping. For some reason, everybody was in class this day and I didn't peep. But also, there was this fine TA, yo. When I say fine, yo, she was so fine. Like, there was this fine TA who sat in the middle row. Like, and she was always cool. She was respectful. She was a grown woman. Like, we all liked her to a certain extent. Tell me why on her face all I see is this. Yo, she was trying not to let, and you know when you so shocked, you know when you see something shocking but also funny. So she tried not to laugh. Everybody in the class, my friends that I shared with the crush, one of them go like, damn. I was like, yo, why y'all saying damn? Yo, he didn't smack me that hard. Yo, everybody else is shocked. Keep in mind, my glasses are now off, right? Now, my mans, he truly was sorry though. I'm gonna keep it a beat. He was truly sorry. Cause the first thing he did, like the first slap box that I had, he ran up to me immediately and he was like, ooh, I don't want to expose my name. I'm gonna need to block that out. But he immediately ran up to me. He like, Ebone, I'm so sorry, bro. I'm so sorry. I genuinely didn't mean to do that. Me,
Listen. I could take an L. I'm cool with taking L's because I feel as if you didn't do something with bad intentions and it was genuinely an accident, I will forgive you right on the spot. And that's what I did. I was like, yo, bro, let go of me, bro. I need to go and get my glasses. I can't see. When I said I can't see, tell me why the TA go like, he can't see. And she started laughing. Everybody in the class started laughing. Now, my mans, he immediately was like, nah, I'll go get it. He ran, picks up my glasses. I put on my glasses. I look in the bag. My crush. Ow! My crush. She was in the back of the class. Keep in mind, people walked in and out, so I didn't peep. The popular girls were in the class, but I didn't want none of them. Okay, some of them, they did look good. I can't even care. But, it was her I wanted, and guess what? She was there, and she was like, and then she ran away. No. Bro, when I saw that, my heart stopped, bro. I just went to my desk, and I sat down. Bro, my only thought was, I gotta kill my mans, yo. I gotta backdoor him, yo. He can't live after this. My mind is so set on the fact she saw that. I didn't care about getting slapped. I didn't care about nobody else in the classroom. I did it. I never liked them anyway. Well, all of them were my mans. I can't even care. They were all my mans, yo. I hope all of them doing good. But some of my mans, everybody run up to themselves. No, you can't let that slide, bro. Nah, bro, you gonna have to jump him. You gonna have to do something, bro. Obviously, they are joking because in class we used to tip with each other. Nah, I ain't gonna cat that sound crazy, but tipping is basically jumping. Just jump each other, like slap box jump, tipping. Now, they are telling me, yo, you gonna need to do this, you gonna need to do that. Talk about some, yo, bro, why you smack Emo like that, bro? Now, tell me what, right? But some of my closest friends, they're like, nah, slap box me like that, yo, slap box me like that. I was like, no. Now, I'm gonna keep it a beat, right? Normally, my story times come with like a funny or entertaining ending. I couldn't pull back from this L, yeah. I tried to hit her in the DMs to make it official. She was like, nah. She was like, nah, you listen to your friends too much, this and the third, you're a follower. That's how I knew she was capping. Cause calling me a follower, I have never been a follower a day in my life. And that's not even like I'm bragging or I'm trying to make myself out to be something that I'm not. You can ask anybody in my life, am I a follower? They will sure to be like, EBONE has never been a follower. I'm not saying I'm a trendsetter, but I love being alone before I will follow anybody. What do I look like following another man? That's dick riding. Now, when she said that, right, I knew it was cat. But I knew this was the only way she knew how to let me down. Cause how do you, like, imagine you a girl and you see the dude who try to press up on you get smacked. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? I couldn't blame her, yo. But yeah, that's the time my man slapped me in front of my crush. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I don't know how long this took me to record. Dang, this was like a 30-minute recording. But I hope y'all like it. Like and subscribe or we finna jump you. And when I say jump you, we not finna slap box, yo. I saw slap boxing, yo. I'ma just pick up a rock and start hitting you with it, yo.